Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to the show. We got ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls.
Oh God, I can hear it in my own ear.
Children of all ages, welcome to the show.
I could hear myself. I'm sorry, live chat. I could hear myself. I forgot to mute it. Listen, it's amateur hour here today. Don't worry about it. It's okay. All right. So as we, oh, this is crazy.
Somebody probably wants to hear you.
As we start the show today, we've got our special guest over here, Mr. Will. With our usuals, we've got the Scott, we've got the Vladdy. Welcome all. Today we're talking Las Vegas versus New York. What's the best place to go? Coolest attractions, funnest spots to go, the nightclubs, all of the scenes. Let's just be honest, Vegas is better. So eventually we're just going to end up determining that Vegas is the place to be. But these two young bucks over here, Will and Vladdy, will be defending Team New York. Myself and Team Scott will be defending Team Las Vegas over here. We've even got it set up a little differently, if you notice behind us. I don't know if the boys noticed, but there's New York behind them, and there's Vegas behind Scott. Yeah,
Oh, that's sweet.
yeah, there you go. Pick your side.
We already got taller buildings.
I think you meant you.
That's actually.
I think you meant to say California, bud.
Excuse me?
You said Las Vegas. And
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think
Yeah. It's Vegas against New York, bud.
Oh.
You really couldn't listen. Here's the thing: you're already in over your head trying to go up against Vegas. New York isn't ready to go up against California. All right, that would just be so bad. That would just be so bad, man. You wouldn't even stop it. Wouldn't even be fair.
You're making a New York minute look like a New York second here.
All right, well, let's just jump into it. Let's just start talking about the nightclub life. So let's pretend that I know nothing of nightclubbing in New York. Sell me on it, you two. What would you think would make me want to go to that silly ass place?
So, New York is a city that never sleeps, but Vegas is a true 24-hour city. I'm not going to deny that. Except if you know the right people in New York. So if you're at the right bar, you know the owners, like most people do when you're trying to hang out late. The bar closes at 4, legally, right? And most people get out except for the people who are in. And you get to like party until basically the sun comes up. And I don't have a lot of experience in the nightclub scene, but when it comes to like bar hopping, you have like more bars per capita than Las Vegas for sure.
Is that what we're standing on? Oh, I feel a rebuttal over there.
Okay, well, I mean, that sounds cool, but what else is there?
What else is there?
Okay, yeah, what else is there? Yeah, I'm not impressed.
What?
Listen,
He said that sounded boring as shit.
You're drunk as hell in the middle of like 12 in the morning. You know your bodegas. You want to chop cheese in the 12 o'clock in the morning? Go the Aki way on Bath Avenue or Fifth Avenue and get yourself. That's the whole love about New York, because you got food. You got fresh food right there. You want a Snickers bar at 3 in the morning, you could get one. Granted, in Las Vegas you could do that too, but
you can also get shots of Mama Juana at the bodega at 5 o'clock.
Okay, what's Mama Juana?
Mama Juana is it's a liqueur that's infused with roots and buried in the ground for months at a time. And it's a Dominican beverage.
Oh wow.
Yeah. And so you go to the Dominican bodega, you can get a chopped cheese, you can get a bacon, egg, and cheese, which is the best food on the planet, and a shot of Mama Juana, 6 o'clock in the morning.
Oh, okay. So I mean, so stuff is kind of 24/7.
So
but it's
the
just more
bars
selective.
and the clubs have to close at 4.
Okay.
But then the store, like you have bodegas and you have restaurants that are open 24/7.
Would you consider like lounges?
Lounges,
or like you go hang
4
out?
a.m. Yeah, if you're selling liquor legally, because bodegas aren't allowed to actually sell you shots of Mama Juana. They don't have a liquor license.
Oh, I see.
So,
but they give them to you.
Under the table.
Oh,
Yeah.
I feel you. So
Yeah.
probably a lot of under table stuff. That's cool though. I mean, okay.
It's a lot of the under the table if you want to go past 4 a.m.
I see.
For alcohol.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So we're going past 4 a.m. every day?
And in Vegas, it's like, yeah, I can wake up at 1 a.m. and I can go down to the casino and start my night. So I get that.
Yeah.
And it's a different beast. Vegas clubs are a different beast. It's so flashy. right? You have day clubs and beach clubs, and there's a high cover fee, and the drinks are crazy expensive, and it's really hard to compare because Vegas, you come to Vegas for that flashiness, right?
Because I was gonna say like the population of New York is like just locals is like probably like super high. Like I don't even know what it is.
Almost 8 million.
So okay, so there we go, 8 million. So Vegas is like, well, the greater Las Vegas is like maybe 2.5, 3 million, let's say. But you know, you get a lot of tourists and stuff, so it's like we're attracting more tourists here, definitely. You know, so you're gonna get a little bit stuff. People doing more crazy stuff, I would say, in the sense of they think they're not gonna get caught. Oh, they're on vacation, as opposed to like what you're talking about, like the nightclubs and all that stuff. I imagine there's a fair amount of locals, but I'd be curious what the tourist population is at any given time. So I know in Vegas, it's like 100,000 a day.
Right. So I don't know.
Like average.
Yeah, I don't know the numbers, but it's a huge tourist trap. Especially, I just went for the holidays.
Yeah.
And that's probably the biggest tourism week in the year for us.
Oh, really? Like New Year's Eve or like
Center, New Year's Eve.
Okay.
You have the Rockefeller Christmas tree, Macy's, leading up to the Thanksgiving. Like Christmas doesn't start unless the Macy's Thanksgiving parade happens in New York. When Santa Claus
already
comes
knows.
for the last time.
There's a Macy Thanksgiving parade. Okay.
It's a cultural
cool.
thing, you know.
People watch it from all over the world live.
So where is it at live? Like in person? Like where do they?
It's in Midtown Manhattan.
Manhattan. Okay.
Yeah.
Is it even possible to get there? Or is it like too many people?
It's
like, so much traffic out there.
It's a lot of traffic, but we have the subway system, which makes it super beneficial. $2.75, you can travel anywhere in the 5 boroughs.
Okay. Is that a one-time fee? Just like one time you get everywhere, or is it like you get a day pass?
Oh,
so you have different variations. Oh, okay.
Hi, Courtney.
I guess we could just drink on the street, walking around. You don't have to worry about it. You have an open container anywhere.
You can smoke weed legally in the street like a cigarette now in New York City.
Oh, okay.
I was back there and I just bought a pre-roll from someone on the Brooklyn Bridge. He had his own booth set up.
Oh wow, straight up. Okay.
Okay, well,
That's pretty interesting.
so here out in Vegas, they're now setting it up so that you can, at the Artisan Hotel, smoke in there legally. They're going to be the first hotel in Las Vegas where they're going to encourage you to get high. New York got one of those yet?
Yeah, my cousin's boyfriend is working on a consumption lounge right now. He's got one of the first permits to be able to get licenses to be able to do that here.
Yeah, just up the street from us, you can do that. The one literally just up the street off Las Vegas Boulevard. What is that? The Nuwu. They have the cannabis where you can buy the cannabis and then consume it right there. They have the lounge all set up now.
Yeah, I feel like we're gonna get there. I think we're just a little behind on some areas.
No, we're not behind. We're just trying to do it better than New York. They have the shitty little subway. We're about to have the Loop. The Loop did over 100,000 rides on the last convention, and that was just from convention to convention or from convention to Resort World. And the average wait time was about 10 seconds, and the ride was anywhere from 45 seconds to 90 seconds, depending on their destination. Smooth, beautiful. It's gonna crush the subway usage.
That's only within a small part of the city, though. Like
well, for now.
You can get anywhere in.
For now.
Anywhere. They call the subway system the veins of New York for a reason. Like if you look at the map, it's ridiculous. You can get anywhere you want, $2.75, and it's relatively quick. Like from my apartment in Brooklyn to the Rockefeller Christmas tree, 30 minutes. You know,
okay. Well, I mean, that's cool. Now let me ask you, like, okay, what would it be like to get to work? Like, I want to know what like the local life is. You know what I mean? Like,
so the local life is a little rough.
You don't need a car. I had a friend live there. He didn't have a car. He just said, forget it.
And sometimes having a car is detrimental, right? Because I've had friends come over to my apartment like at 10 p.m. and they don't get to my apartment upstairs until midnight, just looking for parking. Yeah. Right? If they would have just taken the train,
sucks.
Right? So like we have the subway, which is great, right? We have Uber and Lyft now and ride shares, right? We have the bus system. The subway and the buses are run by the MTA, right?
Yeah, they got the deuce.
And we also have car services, right? So car services are just they existed before Uber and Lyft, where you just call dispatch and say, hey, I'm here, and I want to go there. And they'll come and pick you up.
Like a private taxi, in a sense? Or
a private taxi. And so, like, I was just out there a couple weeks ago. So, from Brooklyn, from my mom's apartment in Brooklyn, to get to the LaGuardia airport, it was $70 on Uber. I called the car service, $45.
I mean, so that's pretty competitive still. Yeah. Well, Uber does the surges and all that crap too. I mean, you get that problem out here too. Like when I wanted to go home, it was like $70-something for the airport. I said, forget it, I'm gonna walk home. I walked like a mile, and then I got a bus, and then that Uber was only like $13. But anyway, that's beside the point. But okay.
No, you didn't.
Yeah, I did.
When I was working,
That was like a few weeks ago when I got back.
when I was right before I left New York to come to Vegas, I was an emergency action planner for a high-rise office building in Hell's Kitchen in Manhattan. And so I would have to take the train from Brooklyn to 47th Street. It's about like 30-40 minutes. And then I had to walk almost like a mile to get to the west side, the Hudson River. And so it was an hour door to door. So you can only imagine, like during like rain, sleet, snow, it can be a problem.
Right. Okay. So
Yeah.
that would suck. I mean, that's one thing because like you could talk about like the climate and comparing the climate too, right? And I just like Vegas is nice because it doesn't get much colder than 35. Maybe it'll drop to 30 every now and then or whatever. And like you get snow every 5-6 years or something like that. And like the snow is like, okay, it's lasts an hour, it looks cool, you take a picture, and then like the next day it's all good, But like, I heard a lot of stuff on the East Coast, and not just New York, but in general, like everything got like delayed and flights canceled and stuff. And this happens through all this. Like imagine trying to go for holiday or whatever. Like, did you have any problems traveling this recently when you?
I got incredibly lucky. I flew Southwest. They canceled. I got an email on the 22nd. My flight was for the 23rd, and saying that my flight was canceled. So I went to panic mode. Called them up. Their number is like fucking not in service, right? It's like so busy, right? After getting after trying to call a couple of times, we got a hold of someone. And they're like, oh yeah, we canceled your flight, but we didn't send you like the updated notification. Like we just rerouted you to Dallas. So I was I got it like right before everyone got delayed and canceled.
So what day did you fly out there?
The 23rd.
Oh, okay. So I mean, you're pretty close to like yeah.
Wow. Yeah, it was right in the middle of the Arctic blast in the fucking in the Midwest. Yeah.
So I just imagine like getting stuck over there. I don't know. I guess I just we don't have that problem. That's all. Yeah. But
Now imagine shoveling snow. You wake up, shovel snow, have a shitty day, and then you got to deal with your familia all angry, and then you got to shovel snow again until you can get home.
Yeah, I don't even know how bad the snow is because I haven't lived in it. But
so right, we all live in most of us live in apartment buildings.
Okay.
That range from like 3 stories to some project buildings are like upwards of 15-20 stories.
Jeez.
And so yeah, we're not shoveling snow. We don't own that.
There's no right way to shovel snow.
The super of the building, they shovel the snow for us, and that can get intense in itself because some supers are just lazy and they'll just shovel like a single like path along that's just only like shoulder width apart, and so now like you're like in one-way traffic like playing chicken with someone, and someone's gonna have to step in the sleet. Yeah.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
So sleet's like the real soft snow.
It's when it gets wet, yeah.
Oh,
it starts to melt, and it's mostly water, yeah.
Okay. Well, yeah, we don't have
That
that
sounds
problem
scary
here.
as
Yeah.
shit, man.
The black ice
But
and
then you have
the slippery.
115-degree weather here with high winds. It feels like you're stuck in a hair dryer.
Yeah,
Sit
but I'd
with
rather
a hair dryer. I don't have a car
It's
about
like
to
literally
kill me.
painful to be outside. It is. Right? Like every moment you spend outside here during the summer is like you're increasing your chances for skin cancer exponentially.
So show support to your bodega and get yourself some hot chocolate or hot tea for $2 to $3, just to really go through that weather.
Just to go through that weather. Every corner there's a bodega.
Well, there's like a coffee shop kind of thing.
A bodega is it's a store that typically has a deli. And it's like a little, it has everything from like your household needs, a little bit of produce.
So it's not a name brand when you're saying that.
Mm-mm.
Oh, okay. It's just a style of.
It's a style of store, right? So they typically have a deli. They'll have beer, cigarettes. They'll have household products you need, produce.
Okay.
And they have them in every corner. And since New York City has a high
per capita
rat population, right? Most bodegas have a bodega cat.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
So like you'll see a cat like sleeping on a 6-pack of beer, right? It's fun. It's cool. Like and every cat has a different personality.
Yeah, that's cool. Cats are actually like what would like because the rats were carrying the plague. back in the day or whatever.
Right, because
so
of the fleas.
the houses that had the cats were killing. Yeah, because the fleas, exactly. Yeah, the cats were like killing the mice or the rats, so like they have a less chance to get the plague and stuff. And that's why they like thought that like witches, that women had because they had these cats and then they didn't get the plague, so they thought they were witches and stuff.
My mom got a cat for my household when she was pregnant with me to protect me from the New York City rats, because like there's like this urban legend of rats like biting infants' necks because of the milk that they had on them. So yeah.
Wow, what a trip.
Wow.
So you got a lot of problems over there, man. Forget all these rats and crap, rats
And an
snow,
opioid
snow to your
addiction.
neck.
Yeah, I mean, but
This sounds terrible.
Sounds bad. And we get like not even 3 months of heat out here. It's like maybe 2 months. That's like really hot. I'm talking like the 115s. That's like 2 months, and after that, yeah, it might be 105. You know what I'm saying? You get that. You get that teeter off.
Okay.
But we got no humidity.
Just a little
We had some
105.
this year. Yeah, a little 105. You'll get used to it. Trust me, you'll get used to it your first year, first day out there. You'll get used to it.
You just run from one AC to another.
Well, the
you
thing
just
is-
literally just
yeah.
like
Well, it's a
you
dry
run to
heat.
it. Run to that bitch.
See, a lot of people don't even know what a dry heat is, because the dry heat is when it's like you open the oven and like you get that heat, and then like you shut the oven, then the heat stops. So like there's no humidity. But like when I went to Virginia, which is like, well, I've been in New York too, so I kind of know what it's like. Cause I was in there in August actually. I mean years ago, but I remember it's like, oh, I showered, oh, I feel so clean, yeah, it's good. I go out, and then like you just open the door and like you're like, oh, I got to shower. That's how bad it was. It was terrible. It was like, this is stupid. Why even? But like Vegas, it's like, okay, you're hot for a little bit, but like once you're out of the heat, like it doesn't stay with you. That's what I'm saying.
And every household has to have an air conditioner, right? In New York, like you have to be able to afford one.
Call
Right? So-
311 if they don't.
Right? And so so
Wait.
like you take a shower, it's like so humid in New York. You take a shower
Okay.
and you dry off and you walk to your bedroom. By the time you get from your bathroom to your bedroom, you're sweating.
Well, okay.
It's just like a completely erases your
Okay,
shower.
so the heat here doesn't like stay with you. Like you can get rid of it. It stays outside. Here
You can, yeah. But you have to plan your whole day around it, right?
Aw.
Yeah, people you're
People
not-
do though. Okay.
So
yeah.
like people are not coming out during the hottest hours of the day, from like 12 to 6.
Oh, you have a fiesta, take a nap.
Yeah,
They do it in
like, you're not-
Mexico.
You can't actually have a good time outside either. Like
Oh, sure you can. I'll go hiking on
oh,
Long
so
Island.
that's different.
I'm
So-
the crazy guy.
No, yeah. So I love doing that too. Like that's why I like Vegas.
But you
right?
gotta be prepared though. You're right.
That's why I like Vegas, because you go to Mount Charleston in that 115-degree weather, and now it's like 85 degrees.
Right, exactly. Yeah, you go up there, you're 20, 30, 20 degrees cooler at least, yeah. And that's only like, less than an hour away, even from here downtown. If you're living on the outskirts, some places only, like my friend can get there like 30 minutes because he lives out there in Centennial Hills. Yeah, so I mean that's cool. You got a nice little nature getaway. What about nature out there in New York?
Yeah. So
They have nature in between what?
So New
The
York
Empire State
Well, like
Building?
you might see like a bird fly across or something.
So New York City is actually New York State, guys, and New York State is huge. There's a huge hunting population out there. There's a lot of mountains. My favorite place in the world is New Paltz, New York. It's an hour and 40-minute bus ride from Penn Station in Manhattan, and
Okay.
it's like this little college town, hippie town, and there's this place called Mohawk Mountain that these people have owned for the last like 120 years, right? And
Oh wow.
there's this mountain. It's 1,600 feet above sea level.
Okay.
It's a 900-foot ascent to get to the top, and there's this one hike in particular I love doing. It's called Lemon Squeeze. It's mostly bouldering, and
Oh, that's pretty cool.
they call it lemon squeeze because you have to kind of like squeeze yourself through like these crevices, and you have to like climb this ladder at the very end to get to the very peak. That's very narrow and like seems like pretty dangerous, but like 100% worth it. On a clear day, at the very top you can see 5 states.
5 states.
5 states.
That's pretty sick. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, it's one of my favorite places in the world. And they have the huge mansion there. That's a hotel. They have restaurants, corn mazes, and flower gardens, and a bunch of things that you can do. Like, it is fucking fantastic. And then you can, after you climb down the mountain, you can go have like these craft beers at these, at these like, like these craft beer bars and just bar hop and these restaurants and wine tastings. It's
A lot of breweries too. Like these are making their own breweries at these places too.
yeah.
That's pretty cool. I would do the cornfield mazes because I used to live by a cornfield where I grew up. And like I go out there as a kid, and I like smash this whole like pathway that I'd make, and then like it was so cool. Like I'd like smash this pathway, and they're like, all right, you walk left this way 10 feet, and then like I smashed to the right like 30 of these things, and then like it was awesome. So it was like 5 acres out there.
I did.
So that's what that reminds me.
I did
of.
like
That's
a haunted cornfield maze in New Paltz. Yeah, it was super dope. They had like people in masks running around, and you had to you had like a map, and you had to like find every mark on the map in order to like escape.
Oh, that's a pretty cool game, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Huh. Well, that's pretty tight. So say something cool, Mad Hatter. What else is what do we got that can compare to that? I mean, I like the boulders. You've been to Red Rock before, you know.
Okay, well, I was thinking about that.
Yeah.
I mean, we have Zion, but that's more in Utah. There is a little bit of in Nevada. And then when he was talking about standing on top of 5 different states, we have Lone Mountain. But then we don't even have any of the damn beautiful bars down below.
Yeah.
Like titties.
Well, you know what? But he also said, like, it takes, like, an hour, 40 minutes to get to there. So it's like, if you want to, like, throw that distance in there, because we could go to, like, Utah.
15 minutes.
Well, okay, you got 15
Utah,
minutes to
okay.
go. Okay, if you say Red
Zion,
Rock, you got 15,
Zion,
20 minutes.
yeah.
Yeah, Grand Canyon's 4 hours from here.
And Mount Charleston.
I fucking love it.
Yeah, I got Mount Charleston. It's, like, less than an hour away, but that...
One of my favorite hikes
there.
I did out here was at Red Rock. It was called Calico Tanks, and it felt kind of similar to the Lemon Squeeze in Mohawk Mountain, except when you got to the top, like you saw the stratosphere.
Hey, listen, being on top of the stratosphere isn't terrible.
Go up to the stratosphere.
I don't know if you've been on top of the stratosphere or
I
not,
have,
though.
I have.
Yeah, highly recommend it if you haven't.
Yeah, I actually haven't been up there.
Unrelated, just because we have a moment. Unrelated, because, there's no real topics. We really need to have a New Year's on top of that thing. Or 4th of July. 4th of July, all the fireworks going off on top of the stratosphere.
I would do that.
Jesus
I would do 4th of July
Christ.
stratosphere.
Yeah, our New Year's is the biggest New Year's Eve party in the world.
Second to us, though.
Is it though?
It is. Yeah, actually, that's accurate. That's super accurate.
I want to check that.
I looked it up.
Did you really?
Yeah.
I'm just talking
Vinny's
crap,
getting
but,
it
like-
out.
No, yeah, I looked it up. Well, in America, not the world.
Oh my god.
Okay.
UK throws on a really good show out there.
Oh my god, this fan
UK.
is making my nose itch like crazy.
I thought I shut it off.
It's like the top of my nostrils.
Oh, here, I'll
itching
focus
like
on me for a
crazy.
second. Wait. Hold on.
Gracias. Oh my god.
Okay, go for it.
Thank you.
Well, I hit it once. I don't know if I gotta hit it again.
Technical difficulties. We're adjusting a fan.
Sorry, it was so annoying. It's just making my eyes dry and nose itch.
Oh, I forgot about that
We're
one.
Gucci. We ducky.
New York
go
is
free.
definitely epic for like the New York.
Is it
ball
next
drop.
month?
Like that's just like a thing.
Yeah,
You know, when
for
I get
sure.
there.
But I would never do New Year's Eve in Times Square. It's miserable.
Oh yeah.
It's like it's cold. Like you have to like get there like 12
For-
hours,
what is
16
that
hours
guy?
earlier than the ball drops to like get your place, and there's like hardly any bathrooms, and and like once you're like in this crowd of hundreds of thousands of people, like you're stuck.
Yeah.
It's like I would never do it. We throw a good
I mean,
party,
I would
but
like the
never do
challenge of like, how can I just get unstuck?
it.
You know what I mean? It's like going to a concert. You have like 10,000 people there. And like, let me get to the front, and like you work your way up.
But because I'm from New York, I grew up in Brooklyn, I have like I am so good at navigating through like foot traffic. So we were at Life is Beautiful in Vegas downtown.
Oh sure, yeah.
And my wife and I were trying to meet her friends who were like in the middle of the crowd, and she asked like, should I lead or should you lead? And for a second I thought about it. I was like, no, I should fucking leave. I'm used to this type of crowd. So I grabbed her hand and I started just going through the crowd. I'm like every single gap. I'm like swerving and scooping in. And then when it started to get really dense, I was like, my daughter. Has anyone seen my daughter? I was like,
I like
the
that.
Red Sea. Part of like the Red Sea for me.
That's pretty sick. Yeah, I lost my phone at Life is Beautiful, and I was like trying to go through a crowd, and like I was like, you ever see my phone? Like, oh, that's a phone. Who cares? Like, you know what I mean? But yeah, if you have
No.
you have the right thing
Wait.
to say, You gotta have the right thing to say.
Hold on.
But I remember trying to-
That was a great day.
What was a great day?
Was this the last Life is Beautiful?
Story time. Hold on. Story time. Story time with Scott.
All right, the story time of Life is Beautiful. It's an epic adventure if you go there. and yeah, it's definitely awesome.
What is Life is Beautiful? Describe it for people who don't know.
Well, basically, it's an event where a lot of it's basically they call I don't even know. Well, they call it where there's a bunch of different groups that go here. Like you got like this kind of you got like EDM dance music, then you got like some dude on stage, and there's like 5 stages. So it's like whatever type of music you like, there's probably something for you. And then they have like all kinds of random stuff in between, like just like stuff to like photobomb or whatever, and just.
Right, so
I
art
mean,
music
like
festival
everyone's dressed up
happens.
like all this stuff. It's crazy. Yeah, it's like art
It's an
artsy
art
and
music
stuff.
festival
Yeah.
that happens
There you go.
within the downtown community, like, and it's like the footprint is in a residential neighborhood with
Right,
businesses and bars, and so if you live or work within the footprint, you get a free pass.
Well, and that's how I got like kind of
Mhm.
linked in to even get in there. You know what I mean? Because I would have necessarily go.
Like the big
but-
headliners last year with Billie Eilish, Calvin Harris, Ludacris, right?
I think Billie Eilish was 2 years ago.
Yeah. Yeah.
Billie was 2 years.
2
Billie
years
was
ago. Yeah.
Billie was here 2 years ago with Green Day, and that was beautiful.
Yeah,
So-
honestly, I didn't even really know the lineups. That's why I'm like, it's not really like the greatest story. But like to me, I just went there and I was just like, you know what?
No, we didn't need the story. We needed the story about the phone.
No,
how
I don't
you
wanna know
lost
about
it,
that
what
story.
you
no,
did.
because there's
Come
other
on.
details that can't be shared.
Ah, that's a great
That's
day.
the thing,
That was
yeah.
a great day.
So in this specific instance, we had a blast at this event, and we were, I would say, on our own little personal journeys. If you wink, wink, you know. And when we say that, when we discover ways that, well, what happened to me was I threw up on 2 people that were sitting, and the point is, you everything in moderation, okay? And when you want to go utilize the bathroom facilities, and you can't because there's so much people, and the worst thing is I love Life is Beautiful, but they made it impossible to leave. Like, let's be honest, they made you, like, if you had the basic bitch fucking wristband, they made your ass go all the way to the front just to leave the vicinity. So you probably imagine how I was struggling to get out of that situation, you know. I was trying, and then, you know, going along the line, vomited on 2 people, felt really bad, ran away, and, you know, yeah, that happened. So, yeah, we all had our own little personal journeys. It was pretty cool. You know, we had a little
Drink
blast.
responsibly.
Drink responsibly.
But you're blaming Life is Beautiful for throwing up on people? Like, you threw up on
Yes.
people?
Yes, I wanted to go home and get some Alka-Seltzer or water, and like, well, not water, but I just wanted to go home. It was just I was too anxiety ridden, if you catch my drift. So I just I wanted to bolt, and I couldn't, and yeah, it just made it very difficult. Matt Hatter had the VIB Pro Plus plan, little wristband. He was able to go to any bathroom, like you go.
Oh, the air conditioned
Yeah, air conditioned
Yeah, I could.
bathroom
Yeah.
with a little
They
rug
let me
in
in the
there.
air conditioned bathrooms.
Like, you
The
know.
VIP has its perks. You go anywhere.
Oh, there actually was.
Use
an
any
air-conditioned
exit.
bathroom? Wow.
There was, yeah.
Yeah.
The VIP bathrooms are really nice.
The weather was actually good though. Go. Yeah.
I've been to Life is Beautiful maybe like 4 times out of the 7 times it's happened out here since I've been out here. Mostly because I've worked within the festival grounds, and this last one it was I put like my 6-week notice in at work, and I work at the Downtowner, which is it's a hotel and it has a full bar. And so the front desk is the bar, so you like go in, you check in, and I can pour you some shots and make you like a martini. if you
Oh,
like,
okay.
right? It's dope, right? So run it overnight, and so I've been like, I was like just burning myself out trying to like have a family and a social life and like work this overnight job, and still try to be like sane, which is really hard to do with an overnight position. So I had worked like 10-11 days straight leading up to Life is Beautiful.
Wow.
Like
Jeez.
bartending for Life is Beautiful, and
great
then I had
shit, yeah.
Sunday off. Right, I got off Sunday morning at 7 a.m. and then the festival opens. The doors open like at noon, right?
Yeah.
And I'm just feeling terrible. I'm like, I want to enjoy this party with like my friends and my people, but I can't. I feel like sick. So I'm like, I think the only thing I can actually do to solve this is like get a little drunk. So I start drinking, right? And so my wife actually works within the footprint as well, and so like I'm getting free drinks. I'm taking shots, and I'm feeling really good. We have mushrooms, right? And I consider myself an urban shaman, right? I've done my hallucinogens like dozens upon dozens of times. I've introduced people to hallucinogens for the first time. I create a really good environment, lighting, music, and I'm always sober enough or able to like become sober enough to like help you if you're having a bad trip, right?
Right.
And so we had a bag of mushrooms, and so I was a little drunk, and I thought I only took like a bite, and now I'm outside the fucking urinals right before Calvin Harris is going on, right, and I'm having a full blown panic attack because it hits me, and I'm just like hyperventilating, and I'm like, and so like, it was my wife's coworker's last day there, and it was like this big celebratory thing, like, oh, her last days of life is beautiful, and we're celebrating at Calvin Harris, and I felt like I was taking away from the experience. So I was like, I'm fine. I am gonna go with you guys and enjoy the experience. And so Calvin Harris plays like How Deep Is Your Love, and like her coworker came with me and was just dancing. She was just like, How deep is your love? And I was like, I haven't thought about it in a long time. And I just burst out into tears. That was my last Life Is Beautiful experience.
That was amazing.
And that's why I it's hard to really compare Vegas to New York, right? They're different beasts. Like New York has like it has its perks, it has disadvantages, but so does Las Vegas.
Sure, yeah.
I think when it comes to like the local community out here, it's like above par. Like I moved out here 2015, and this is when like Tony Hsieh was still alive. I started working for this company called the Downtown Project, which is like what he founded. He was the former CEO of Zappos.
I think I know what you're talking
That
about.
guy.
Yeah, he has like 350 million or something like that down here.
650.
Yeah, and
Wow,
so
yeah.
so he created this company called Downtown Project, and the idea was to revitalize the downtown, the downtown Las Vegas.
That's how we got the Arts District.
Right, and so what he did was he got a bunch of his friends and put his $350 million of his money into this community. They own 100 properties out here, and he was just giving out like you'll be having shots with Tony Hsieh. At a bar down here, and you will like pitch him your idea, and he's like, you know what, I'm giving you $100,000 for your restaurant. And that's
how he was doing it.
That's how he was doing it,
yeah.
right? And
That's
so
epic.
And so the whole idea for the Downtown Project, he wanted to privatize downtown cities, right? He's like, no, like the government is not fixing the city, then I'm gonna put money in, and I'm gonna make it a place where like people can come create, they can grow, they can coexist, and it's gonna be phenomenal. So I used to live in Gold Spike, which is like the biggest nightclub down here in downtown. And so it's basically an adult playground. You go in, there's like this huge bar, they have video games, carnival games, cornhole, couches, DJs on the weekends, live music in the backyard on the weekends. In the backyard they have a whole mega beer pong mega beer pong situation set up with soccer balls. They have cornhole, pool tables, ping pong tables. On the third Wednesday of every month, they have roller skating. I used to live on the third floor.
Still?
Yes, it's fun.
They still have that every other Thursday now. Every other
It's
Thursday.
every other Thursday?
Mm-hmm. You go rollerblading there.
I mean, you're talking about hockey players
it's
here.
Free to skate.
Yep.
It's free to
If you
skate.
bring your own
It's
rollerblades,
so
it's free.
fucking fun. And I used to live above this place.
Every third Thursday.
I used to live
Every other
in
Thursday.
I didn't even realize that it was like a hotel or like a livable place.
No, not anymore.
Oh, they did
I
change
was
it.
I was one of the last residents. Because it's also a hotel. So
Okay, it is a hotel.
So like the second floor was like for staff. It had a community a laundry for the residents, a community kitchen, which is dope. Like you have like a professional DJ cooking breakfast next to one of the best metal sculptors in Las Vegas.
What the heck?
At the same time, right? So my neighbors were artists, musicians, podcasters, clothing designers, like artists, bro. It was like a fucking renaissance of just fucking.
Yeah, that sounds epic.
And this is what Tony Hsieh created. This is like he owns
part
Gold
of
too. Yeah, it's part of his legacy. And it was just so fantastic, bro. And you go to like the third floor was hotel, fourth and fifth residential. Fifth and Sixth Hotel on the 7th floor was where they shot the 2016 season of the Real World. It's called the Real World Suite that you can like rent out now. It sleeps 12 people, huge TV, living space, kitchen, pool table, fucking 360 patio that you can see downtown.
Man, that's so
it's
sick.
so dope, bro.
Wow.
And so I when it comes to like downtown living and like and like community, I think Vegas definitely surpasses New York City in that sense, right? Because I've never felt more like I've been part of a community, ever.
Yeah, I feel like New York, there's just so many people. Like, because when I went to visit there, now I was 15, so this is like in 2002. And I just remember like a block of people just like walking. It's like 10 by 10, it's like a square, and then like they're walking, and then another 10 by 10, like there's just so many people, and like all different, like how they look.
It's
Meaning like some people are in suits, some people are just like walking down, like they're going to work, or they're just casual, like it was so crazy.
So on my block in itself, there's like 10 apartment buildings that are 4 stories high. They each have 20 apartments, and each apartment can have 1 to like 12 people live in there. Like in one unit. Right.
One
so
unit.
my
Dang.
my neighbor across the hall had like 3 generations of people in there. Like,
So check this out. I just looked it up.
So
The population of New York City is 8.4 million.
mm-hmm.
The population of Las Vegas is only 650,000, but Las Vegas sometimes has up to 1 million tourists.
No, you
gotta look up the county too,
Clark
though.
County. Look up Clark County.
Yeah,
That's more.
I'm
It's
curious.
more. It's closer to 3 million right now, because Las Vegas just it doesn't include
Well, I'm more-
Henderson and
okay.
Summerlin.
Oh right, and I
Yeah.
want to know
Okay,
like, is
okay.
the county
Clark
in New
County,
York?
that's fair.
The county in New York covers like
There's
Other
5
stuff.
counties in New York
in just
that
in
it covers.
Clark-
in,
so
New York
what-
City, in New York City.
Clark
Okay.
County
I just want to know
population
is that 8
is
million part of
2.2.
all those
Yeah.
counties? Oh okay.
Yeah.
Still a lot.
So we're 2.2.
Yeah.
That is pretty much everything that I think would all consider Vegas.
2.2, you said?
Uh-huh. So that's
Okay.
2.2 million, and then we're still comparing it to 8.4 million.
Yeah. So that's
And
another
down here we
4x.
have roughly 150,000 hotel rooms across the county, and up to 1 million visitors at a time, even though we only have a population of 2.2 million.
And that 2.2 is included with Henderson, you said? You got it.
Correct.
Oh, okay. All right. So yeah.
Nevada itself is only at 3.1.
But that's what makes New York so great, right? Is the fucking diversity. My neighborhood, Sunset Park, where I was born and raised, right? Lived there for most of my
Hi, Max.
28 years before I left, right? It's mostly Latino neighborhood. You have Puerto Ricans, Dominicans, Mexicans, a sprinkle of like South Americans, Indian, Middle Eastern people, black people, right? On the north side of the park is the second biggest Chinatown in all of New York, right? And then behind my neighborhood is the biggest Hasidic Jewish neighborhood in all of New York. So, like, I'm going
Wow.
to school with, like, everyone. Like, I'm talking, like, Bangladeshi
Like how
kids.
more diverse can you get? Really?
And so, like, yeah, and it's really hard to be biased or racist in an environment like that because you see that everyone is, like, going through, like, the same thing. We're all living in the same block. Our parents are all in the shits, you know? Like, it's, like, you just get a sense of, like, of a worldliness, right? My mom's Puerto Rican and my dad is Puerto Rican Irish. So I'm mostly Puerto Rican, but I grew up in a Latino neighborhood with a very light complexion. So people didn't believe that I was Puerto Rican. So I kind of like fought my complexion for a long time. So at different times in my life, I'd be, no, I'm Puerto Rican. Or like, no, I'm like white and Puerto Rican. Or now I'm like 100% Brooklyn. And now I just consider myself a citizen of the world. And I got that from growing up in what it is fucking the literal fucking melting pot. New York City's a hub of diversity. You know, and you don't get
can
it out
argue
here.
Vegas is the
Yeah.
same thing, though.
You don't get
It's
it.
just
No,
okay.
not
No.
in the-
I
not
feel like it's
essential.
okay. No. Hear me out. I feel like
Someone's gotta argue
having.
against
Yeah. Absolutely.
Let's go.
No way. Listen, here's the thing. Fine, that's the poor man's version of it. But Vegas is the rich man version of it. Bro, I don't give a fuck what you look like as long as you've got money. You can be black, white, green, pink, blue, don't fucking care. Show up as the Blue Man Group in the tight man suit. I don't care. As long as you got money, you're fucking welcome to grab a seat.
I've
here,
seen
bud.
Blue Men on
And then
the
when
New York
you're
City
broke,
subway.
right? And that's what. And when you're broke, get the fuck out of here. Go home. We don't need you no more. You broke. Go back
No,
to New York and deal with that
Listen,
poor man.
what kind of bootleggatry? What kind of bootleggatry does Las Vegas have? The sheer audacity to have a fake New York right on the strip.
Thank you so much.
What is that
It's
about?
a replica of the New York City skyline for people to come see.
And that was too much. That's all we need. Listen,
it
once
works.
you've been to New York, you don't even need to go to New York. It's so shitty. You're like, damn, I've seen all of New York. I don't need to go anymore.
Like in that little presentation, they little showcase how it's like a cobblestone flooring. No, it's not like that in Brooklyn, New York, or in Manhattan,
No, of course it's poorer than that.
And
You
I'm
wish you
like,
could afford the cobblestone.
Like a cobblestone, like nah, they're stereotyping New York in this one little location.
We have running water
But it's accurate though.
in New York City.
Crazy on that one because that's a good point. Yeah, we do have water, and our
We have
water
running
tastes
water in New
better.
York. We have rivers. We have the Atlantic Ocean. Coney Island is one of my favorite places in the world.
We have Lake Mead and dead people popping out of it every day.
Exactly.
And it's still
Hello?
fresh and it's okay
So
to
like,
drink.
if you go back far enough, then like the mafia, you'd find dead bodies in the Hudson because of the mafia too. Yeah.
Okay, so
Excuse
we're
me?
similar on
Wait,
similar aspects.
hey,
The mob is
hey, wait.
definitely here.
We have Coney Island. I've been to Fremont. I just had a gyro the other day. That was all the Coney Island I needed.
That's not a true representation of Coney Island, though. I promise you.
Get him, boys.
It was a good solid. I thought it was a good
It's a terrible
solid hot
Try
dog.
New York
A
City
good
fucking
gyro. They
dirty-
said it was New York. I was like, oh, it's New York.
You gotta do a New York City dirty water dog, right? These dirty water dogs, they have like they boil these hot dogs in their hot dog cart for days at a time, and it's just
Wow.
like it's seasoned. These hot dogs are seasoned, and they still snap.
What else are you supposed to do in that little metallic box, bro? Yeah, the special sauce. Yeah,
Wait, like a little box? Like I'm stuck?
yeah. It's like
Oh.
it's like a little
in my
miniature
box.
bodega, but it's like a little
Hello?
cart.
You didn't,
Okay,
you didn't get it. I tried to jump in my little box.
you didn't quite make it there.
No.
But I want to talk about the hot dog thing because when I went to New York, I had a great experience. And I was like 15, so it's like I didn't have like no job. You know what I mean? I didn't have like. It's just I'm on summer vacation.
Right.
I had a great old time there, and I remember going to this place, like this hot dog place, and there's probably like 300 people in like a 100 people room
Nathan's.
kind of thing. Well, I mean, maybe.
Was
I
it
was
on the
like
Broadway? Was it on the
57 at
Broadway?
Broadway or something like
Oh,
that.
no, it's
not
okay.
quite there, but Broadway, maybe.
No,
Well, I say
Broadway's
57
not.
at Broadway because that's a song. That's why, like, I always
Okay.
remember, like, I saw like 57th Street, but I don't know if I was actually on whatever the other street was. But it was like a corner, and it was like, yeah, like it was a hot dog joint, and like you go up, and it was cheap too. It was like $1 or $2 or something.
Mm-hmm.
Like, but they're just like, what do you? And like you had like a split second to answer. That's what I learned about New York Minute is like they just look like this big eye contact. If you didn't say your order, they're just gonna look at the next guy.
Yeah.
And I figured it out pretty quick because they're like, wait, he looked at me, and then like he looked at this other guy, and then like when they looked at me again, I said, I want beep 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 beep, and then they're like, all right, and then they made it.
Yeah.
And then like somehow I felt, it was awesome though. Like just piled it up. Yeah, hot dogs, that simple.
Yeah, I mean,
But-
and New York has a lot of good cuisine. Like you got pizza, right? You have bagels. You have bacon, egg, and cheese in every fucking bodega.
Oh.
Delis in every fucking.
And I feel like you gotta have those delis because there's just so many people there.
There's so
like
many
it's
people.
just like a 7-Eleven. It's like people aren't really going there to eat, but it's like if you had like a freaking 1,000-unit complex within like a
Christ.
quarter mile, yeah, they're gonna figure it out. Hey, let's just make sandwiches or something. Like
Yeah.
it makes so much sense. I did have a New York cheesecake there though.
Juniors.
I don't know where I was
That's
at,
probably
dude.
juniors. Those probably juniors. Yeah.
I
that's
mean,
like,
It was like
there's
because
no
my uncle was
fucking-
kind of like lead here, let's go here, and I just like went along with it, and just ate everything I could.
There's actually my favorite pizzeria out here is called Goodbye. It's right there on Main Street, in the Art District, right?
Goodbye.
And so
Yeah.
the owner Vinny, he actually is from Brooklyn. He used to live a couple of blocks away from where my mom currently lives in Brooklyn. And so at one point he used to serve Junior's cheesecake there. And they have like the most authentic like New York City calzone and Sicilian slice that you have. Like it's my favorite pizzeria.
Right, Sicilian slice? Well, I'm part
Jesus.
Sicilian,
Yeah.
so I mean, like,
Dude,
I gotta
it's-
go there, man. I
it's
gotta see
so
I gotta get a taste of
fucking
home, man.
Good. Yeah, and I and I was surprised, like like there's like this there's this idea that like people from New York they are very like protective of the pizza. Like New York City pizza is the best
Like
pizza.
recipes and all that.
Right, like
Oh,
no, this
yeah.
is the best pizza.
Okay.
Chicago sucks.
This is where I pop
Oh,
in.
right.
We
yeah.
have good pizza out here. We have really good pizza out here. The only thing about New York is that like you can like walk 2 blocks and find a pizzeria and have a really good slice. Like there's consistent good slices everywhere in
Oh,
the
I
city,
see.
and they're all under $3. You can't get a slice
For
of
a
pizza.
slice? Okay.
Yes, you can't get a slice of pizza under here for under $4.
Excuse me, I'll
What?
go to 7-Eleven and
No,
get a goddamn
no,
slice.
listen,
I'm
you.
22,
Oh,
man.
don't you
Thank you,
dare!
franchise boy. Are they your sponsors
Oof.
or what?
Listen,
They should be.
I am a man of pizza. When I tell you this, I go to these two amazing pizza spots. I don't want to point fingers here, but some of these pizza spots charge a slice the same amount for a mortgage of a small home. Okay, what's going on with that, Las Vegas? Why do you charge $10 for snake pizza? What's going on with that? Why do I have to pay $2 extra for a little cup of ranch? I don't want to point fingers here on which pizza places I'm talking about, but it's 75% of the pizza places in Vegas. Okay, I love pizza. I eat that shit every day. I'm sorry. I breathe pizza sauce. Like that's the only thing in Las Vegas. Like, we got good pizza, but you can expect to pay quadruple,
And they say
which you're
we
used to in
make
New
good
York.
Pizza because of the water, right? It's like in the United States, like our tap water it's a champagne of tap water. It's just like you drink it right from the fucking faucet. It's fucking delicious. It's the most delicious tap water you ever have.
That's
I
true.
promise you. You don't need.
See, he can sell in New York because he's from there, and I'm like, you know what I mean? Like, it's a It's, I mean, me trying to sell Vegas that I live here, but it's like it's not where I'm from. But like people from New York, I could tell like there's a different passion level. Like, and that's cool. It's good to be proud from where you're from. You know what I mean? And just the fact that just living that, yeah. You know what I mean?
One thing I would tell you is Las Vegas, the water tastes like a square, while New York, the water tastes like a circle. I want you to. So if I had a water bottle sample, you'll see what I mean. I'm comparing it in shapes. It's the best way I could do it right now. You know, if you had water from Las Vegas and water from New York, you taste the difference. I compare it in shape because it tastes like a shape. You know, so weirdly enough, I'm just saying, like Nevada's water, you know. It's a little gross, a little sus, you know, like.
Okay, all right. So New
Cause
York has
dryness
better
in my
water.
skin. Look at my face.
champagne
I got skin peeling off because it's so dry. But yeah, you guys need to fix the water quality. It's been a big problem.
Well, I feel like the water here is softer whenever you go into a hotel room.
Oh no.
To be fair, whenever you actually stay in any of these hotel rooms, I swear they have their own water. It's so soft, silky smooth, clean. I don't think there's any better water than that in the whole world.
Just filter the water anyway, right? I mean,
I think they do, though.
You still
well, I'm saying they probably filter and soften it or whatever, do all that kind of stuff, you know, to make it taste like good.
It's way softer than my home water.
No, I can't. I can't. The water sucks, y'all. I'm sorry.
So
Don't try to
first got out
defend
here,
it.
I looked up if whether or not I can.
I
drink
got
the tap
psoriasis.
water here. And yeah, the insurance said yes, I can. So I've been drinking tap water for a long time, and so
Yeah.
my wife is like, dude, don't drink the tap water here. And I'm like, no, it said the insurance said it's fine.
Yeah.
And she's like, it's not. Why do you think you have bowel issues and I don't? I was like, wait a second. It might be the case.
Maybe it was the one variable that's putting you under. Yeah.
I mean, like maybe I'm used to New York City's tap water because I grew up with it, right? It's like I built an immunity.
Well,
so-
see, that's another thing too. It's like, you know what I mean? Like that might be a good thing to drink the tap water to get exposed to this type of bacteria and stuff. Just not necessarily specifically the bacteria, but just to build up your immune system in general, because it's going to be like stronger. You know, it's going to be actively fighting things and just getting more of those antibodies to like various different things or whatever. But yeah, most places that I've visited, they usually say don't drink the water. So like you're like the first person like that I can recall is like saying, hey, you actually drink the tap water here. Normally you don't hear that. You say, oh yeah, I drink the bottled water.
I think like London or Paris has like the best tap water in the world, like now, because they just like really like upgraded it. But I think don't drink the tap water elsewhere is like in foreign countries. I think anywhere in the United States, I think you'd be fine. You're not gonna
Oh,
get
like in
Paris
general,
sick.
like yeah, you're not gonna
Yeah.
get like sick.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd hope we'd at least be past that part. Like, that.
Yeah.
I mean,
Except
you got water treatment
except
centers
Michigan.
everywhere.
Except Michigan.
Well, hey, I have family from Flint, so, which is like my grandma's from there. She didn't want to admit it because like the whole water situation or whatever. But she was only there until she was like 8. But that's funny that you just brought that up. Yeah. So we have one example of bad water, and we got champagne water in New York. Okay, so you can actually do a toast to that. Well, that
Cheers.
Yeah, you can make cheers to that, and
What's the
in
deal?
Vegas
Okay.
we're running out of water.
What's
So-
go Matt. I'm sorry.
So we have about 10 minutes left.
Okay.
what if we do something fun? And preferably, let's start with Vlad first because he always cracks under pressure the most. And so, this is always fun and we'll work up to it.
Oh boy.
Could you give a 2-minute sales pitch on why New York better than Vegas? And then we'll do the same thing for Will, and then for Scott, we'll do why Vegas is better than New York. But can you give a 2-minute rabble on a basically fuck you Vegas and I love New York and this is why it's better?
Listen, the grass is always greener on the other side. But the best way I'm going to put it is come down to New York. You know why? Because we got genuine people and genuine souls and genuine food, You want to pay $2 for a slice and not a down payment for a mortgage home on a pizza slice in Las Vegas, then by all means you come to New York for fresh quality food and fresh produce because shit, going on 86th Street, you got these little boxes of fresh produce right in front of you. You're not going to expect that, man. I'm sorry. Everything is imported or there's Amazon trucks coming in and out of Las Vegas, so it's the best way I'm going to put at it is that New York is a little better with that sort of thing, water and food, so, that's why. I don't know. Just saying. Just saying. Just saying.
No, you got one more minute. Keep going.
So, but yes, Las Vegas is cool because then you don't have to pay state taxes. But New York, we got like 8 types of tax brackets. But it all goes to a good thing, like banning guns, or yeah. So yeah, New York's pretty cool. Pretty cool. Would I say better than Nevada? We'll leave that to these guys to decide.
Okay.
All right, Scott, you want to take a stab at this?
Okay, well, yeah, out here, the money you make, you only have to pay federal taxes, so that's an advantage to us. You don't have to pay
Federal taxes!
Yeah, you don't have to pay no state taxes.
State taxes, yeah.
No state taxes, you just pay federal. That's what I'm saying, yeah, only... that's definitely a benefit. I feel like they kind of, the government's not like all up in your business. I feel like I just hear so much stuff about New York because you got multi levels of like all this tax code and all this crap. Like you have like the mayor making money and then like a secondary mayor. I don't even know what they're called, but there's this certain kind of hierarchy where you're getting taxed like multiple times on the same thing. Supposedly I hear. Okay. And I like my gun, so I'm glad that we've got open carry and stuff out here out in Vegas. Because our crime rate is probably like way down compared to New York, but I don't have a stat in front of me, so I can't really say. I'm just speculating here. But I just know that if I'm protected, I can protect someone else and protect myself mostly. So, I mean, I agree with that. And I think the gun law in what New York is like, yeah, you can't have that. But, I mean, that's more of a personal thing, sure, whatever. But, I like to feel safe. The other reason to move to Vegas is there's a lot of job opportunity. There's a lot of opportunity to start your own business out here. And I can't say, I'm just talking about Vegas. Ooh. You could start, I have met so many people that, like, when they never just had one restaurant, they have like 2 or 3 because it's like they've been successful and growing because a lot of people come here. If you could set up, if you're business minded, you could probably do really well out here. I feel like a lot of people I meet are doing well in business and stuff. What's another reason to move here? I mean, it's vacation every day if you want, and you don't have to go too far for it. You can meet a lot of tourists too, which you can have interesting conversations with them. A lot of people come here for all various events throughout the year. You could, that's the reason why a lot of people host their parties out here. I mean, like, or the parties with a company, or like, hey, we're gonna go to this like a business meeting where you have like a couple hundred people talk about some specific business. Like I do ultrasound, so like say ultrasound convention, for example, or somewhere doctors are meeting and stuff like that. That's they do a lot out here because it is fun to be out here, and you can gamble. I don't know if you can gamble in New York like that, but you can gamble out here, and you have a chance to go home and make it big, and maybe meet a girl on the side if you want. There's a lot of things you could do out here. And I'm sure you'll find something. And the thing is that it is kind of small, relatively. A lot of stuff is pretty much on the strip. You can find. I mean, there's plenty of stuff to do outside that. But like, if you're just a tourist and you just want to hang out the strip, like you'll find things to do all day, every day, which I think is pretty cool for like, that's. See, but it's like when I'm selling it, it's like I'm selling it to the tourists. Like to sell it to the local, it's where the taxing. You could enjoy the benefits that the tourists are getting. Right. So, I mean, that's kind of my bottom line, I'd say.
That was beautiful. Oh, Will's been waiting for this. Will's been waiting for this so hard.
Let me see if I can. What's the deal with airplane food, by the way? That's a direct quote from Jerry Seinfeld, the richest comedian of all time, born in Brooklyn.
Ooh.
Right? And everyone in this room right now are transplants. No one's from Vegas.
Yeah.
Right?
Is anyone from Vegas?
Exactly. And when
Very
you
few,
do
yeah.
meet someone from Vegas, they're weird. Right? There's something off about them. There's really something off. It's like their favorite pastime is like spending their grocery money on the slots at the local 7-Eleven. You know, like it's bad out here. Like if I would have grown up out here, I probably would have been in the shits. I was born in the shits in Brooklyn, but guess what, right? If you can make it in New York City, you can make it anywhere. All right? And then what do? You leave the city and then you assert your New York dominance on these slow-paced West Coasters.
Yo.
So, I think because of the diversity, right? I think because of how rough it can be and how tough it can be for you to get by out there.
Praise
Like
the good
it
Lord.
fucking and between the culture, I think it's true. Like you're competing with so many people, right? And then once you figure out that you're just really competing with yourself, like you can make it. I love Vegas for what it is, right? I think it's better to move here.
Right.
Grow up here. But I would not trade anywhere, like anything in the world. I would always choose to be born in Brooklyn. Always. It gave me my character. It gave me my love of mankind, of human beings, right? And you don't really get that out here.
Getting me emotional. Hold on.
And then you have you have Biggie Smalls. Like he's the
Yeah,
he's
Biggie's
the
got a
pop
lot of good
culture
music.
representation of Brooklyn, right?
Yeah.
And so what's his motto? Spread love. It's the Brooklyn way. That was fun.
That was so beautiful, everybody. Well,
Let's go to New York, man. Nah.
Yeah, we should
What's-
come to New
well,
York.
listen. I guess you can say, I guess I get to cheat. I get to wrap up this episode. It is the advantage of being the one pressing the buttons behind the scenes. I will say the one big thing that I was caught by is the subject of being physically attacked because of your skin color, ethnic origin, gender, or religion. The melting pot in New York is insanely low if you compare it to pretty much every city in America. It's low, like 38%. However, one of the few cities that can beat that is, guess what? Las fucking Vegas. And people feel more safer and that they won't be based on their gender, religion, or skin color. It is one of the few cities that the true melting pot, like I was saying, and it's statistically true. Damn, I don't give a fuck. As long as you got your money, goddamn, honey, come on down. So with that being said, let me tell you, as a true lover of the Vegas lifestyle, this city is just better than New York in every shape and form. The energy, the music, the entertainment, it's better, bro. Have you been to Circus Circus, the shittiest casino alive? Those lights are better than anything New York has. New York has its charm. Let's take it easy. And it might be a really good time, but Vegas is where it's at, baby. That's where you come down, you have a good time, you bring your money, you have the ultimate experience. In New York, what? You go for some good food, some good play. If you want to really have a time, I'll see you in Vegas, baby. So until next week, have a great day, everybody. I love you. Leave your comments on there. New York, Vegas. I'll talk to you next time. See you next week, everybody. Bye.